You need to design better. Let's work on the other one for a second. You need to sing more on this one. Play a little. Like an etude instead of like a singing part. I told you this is more like an opera. Because the time is actually an Italian opera kind of dominant the main like the composition field. Okay, can you really do this? Especially the last one. Okay, so more boss beat. Can you get more sound change on here? And also this, you don't have a very hard technique on this one, so you can play a little faster. It's 132. This is slightly faster. Okay, so the G to A here, you need to sing after the A, you release the bow portion, not right on A. So then it's no sound here, just no release, no. And the next major should continue the same dynamic you just bring to. So this instead of you restart on every like a phrase, right? It's actually you need to continue the dynamic. And try over there again, you can more bow speed. Have more bow on the G to A. Next one, go on. That's why you don't restart. You have to continue the dynamic. One more time. Continue. More. So this is closing, right? You can hear the harmony change. So we have a crescendo to this. More. Closing. So it's actually 4 majors a phrase, not less. More. We put it on a little like sounds like a little boy. Put a little more sound. Can you put the D crescendo? So your phrasing instead of you think it's 2 majors, actually 4 majors are close. Okay. Crescendo more to the C, so you can close on B. More both B too. Okay, so A sharp is a very special note, right? Well, A sharp is a color change. Can you sing a little more? Again, sure don't have no go for this. Check the ear intonation to off. This one. Higher F. Higher. Yes, one thing again. Higher. You decrescendo too soon, so the sound already dropped too soon. One more to the C. I mean C and to B. So this time the pattern was like a 4 majors. Now it's every 2 majors, right? You can hear this. Perfect. So the first no more, and then slightly decrescendo and the descending. So here more, last more, but you play the other. Because it's open strings is easier. You didn't sustain the first note. B. More. Can you connect to D sharp? Make some color change on D sharp as well. We talked about it before, it's big crescendo. This major is big crescendo. Just try here. D sharp more. The string playing is very different from the piano. You can press, right? But then pressure, you keep pressure now. You didn't add enough pressure. The sound projection is not very well. Deep. No, pressure sustain right away. More. texture on the accompaniment, so you want to make this one more joyful. And the crescendo to the next major. Try again, B. Articulation more. More. I don't hear crescendo enough. You have to do a lot. More. Again, but after the crescendo, the crescendo too soon. You want to hold a little more. Okay? Okay, one more time again. The pinky is too late. Try again. So again, make a 4 major a phrase. This one. You want to continue the dynamic, so you always restart. I hear this. It's not always like this one. Your phrase has to make a bigger phrase and connect. Okay. And then you can hear the complements the same chord. Here. Just don't restart the phrase one thing. Get the E really ring. A lot of bond. E. Just E more. No more sounds. Too little. Even more. When you play E, bow closer to bridge. If you drop the sound, the only reason is you want to change the color, but I don't hear enough. So you want to change the bow speed. And more E. And then the second has to be a lot. You want to do always a contrast one. Here, okay, try the B. Can you do crescendo to E? No, E too short. You want to connect again. 4 majors of like a 4 majors of 1 verse. And then again. More. Don't go for F sharp. It's a top note so far, right? Highest note. Usually it's the same way. Look at your bow, you put almost whole bow on D, so there's no buffer at F. Or just put here. But the go is going to the E, not only step on F, right? F is off B. Just put this major, yes? A. Find the intonation. The notes I still didn't hear the sound. You don't step on F, but you have to go to the E here. You sing more, right? One second, eh? More first and then crescendo. Okay, you need to continue your dynamic. Well, G sharp make the tone change, right? The key change. So the anticipation, the G sharp need to kind of slightly delay and suspend. D again. More D. More D is because the previous major is crescendo. More bond, G sharp and stretch on G sharp more. Wait, no bow for A. I'm playing it. One thing again. D. No, move. Okay, D is really other thing. Right away D. Take one more. It's actually the closing. This is the ending section, right? D more. It sounds too little. One thing. This. This is the first time you have a dark rhythm like 1 second, but this writing is little virtuosic writing. You need to actually show off by more sustain than first note. I mean, every small segment has a different texture change on the rhythm. You need to actually emphasize this. Try to hear. Try this one. Repeating the same thing. Can you do more? Second time it will be more. You have to really sustain E. The singer will really take time on this E. They will not sing. So this is actually imitated opera singer in this thing. Okay. How about you play the speed? Yeah, that's it. More. That's too little. You have no room to decrescendo like that. You have 4 majors descending. More. Okay, so we have this. Can you actually again continue your dynamic, sustain dynamic? Yeah, but this is descending, so you need to play more and the decrescendo. I'll sustain E flat more because the first time you see a flat, you are going to the this diminished chord, right? So this one, it's a very special chord. Now let's move to here. Before the coda, try the A again. You have to move about faster because this coda is back to the tempo. So you sustain the E. Now here tempo. It's actually tempo. There's a rest, different phrase. So the second time you have to take the rest. One time again. Can you lift the bow with follow the flow? Be more, not just a release. Now here. It'll stretch. Now the retires the next major. So we can stretch here. Stretch. You just little stretch. The D too short. I don't want to get a break. I'm going to do sustain. I feel here break. D to G need to connect or something. Too short. You need to sustain to the second beat. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you restart your thing like a variation 1. You didn't count, so the rest is always part of music. Keep going. No action on the first A. Can you have an arm prepare the flow before you start? You have to do crescendo. And let's add. One on 2. More D. Sustain the sound to the D again. Just here. Sustain. No more G. So there's a contrast of that's a lyrical thing, so you need to sing more. So we have this little humor here. Not here. This is actually the lyrical part. It's more again. Can you play on beat? Can you really sustain the top note? You need to prepare the pressure crescendo to it. More. More up here. Now here. Okay, so third times the harmony change. So play this. You can slightly stretch a little bit or change your color. Do something different, okay? Because it's a beat. Yes. The new material. Now back to the. Okay, it's a bit heavy because the articulation is need to respond to this part. I mean eighth note. It's not very even. You always need to start the first note from the string. More. More. This is dominant chord. So the dominant chord prepared is actually prepared big cadence. Can you play more? This major. More. Now it's third time. So we just do crescendo first time. You can do slightly less start the second time, or the other way. Just not do the same thing twice. Now you can push more. Here. Can you play a little more sound here? I mean, respond is a bass time. Okay, it's still early. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay, your pizzicato need to be stronger and also top note. Function. This is stronger. Slightly more sound because the pizzicato itself is light. 1 meter. The notes with the bow, you need to play staccato a little heavier. The first time. Something that's an opera singer use like a very standard writing here. That will not play just a directly jump from the high position. You need to stretch a little. Try and see. Now this one stretch. Wait, what do you do repeating that like a last and last sound? Why do you need to repeat? Because you want to actually stack up and also like add in the more volume on that song. Try this. More. But top note has to be more than down, like a lower note. More. You just only stretch the last bit, but you need to play more sound. You should be down bow. You should be down bow. It's down a lot. More. about even, but this is a piano thing. Yeah, you do need to play more fast, both speed here. Otherwise, it's the other. Solitaire away from bridge and a little faster. Rather. This major you need to actually sing more on here. When you have like a broken chord part. Try it again. Stretch. So again, the top note is an A pedal, right? You need to sing the top note a little more. If you want to slow down a little bit, you need to do a lot of crescendo. It's like that. It's a contrast to the first part. No, you play a lot on here. It should be down bow. All the up bows on the on the tunes are up. Your A pedal also need to do crescendo with the top note. This classical controller has inserted the cadenza after this one. So cadenza, and then this coda. So first you don't rush to come in. You have a rest, right? You have a rest, and because it's a rest for the cadenza part, and then here, and you need to play. It doesn't have a dynamic, you should play Elisa Forte. It's a very brilliant ending. I could. Don't rush in here. And then there's a fermata on your part, and then pick up. The second thing you play louder. You have a finger, and then this is more. Last. Can you try here? More. It's contrast first. Can you play a lot of E? Da dee da da dee da dee. And also stretch E. Go closer to bridge with the pressure. No. You can hear this actually going to the very last section. You need to actually really do a lot of like a sforzando on those A flat, but you need to prepare for that so you didn't do it. Just a distance. Here. No. The G before the A flat, you go to the front. B. More sound on the G. Can you keep the sound this major? Wait. Why do you suddenly like drop all the sound here? The speak out is also you need to add the pressure too. It's like a tremolo here. You need to add the pressure. Put two majors before that. Yes. There's no sound. You can first. Can you put on the string pressure? It's like a tremolo. You need to put the same sound first. Here. Now you release the wrist a little bit to speak out the pressure. It's just a softer. You need to add the pressure on the ankle here to let the ball bounce. Okay, release the pressure from wrist, but then you need to have the pressure system on finger, like a finger, this one, index finger. Not close. Pressure down, pressure on here, but relax the wrist. And then release the pressure from the wrist so you can do upper plane. It's still on the string, but it's also on the string. Okay, one time. Quite heavy. You need to play even, okay, one time again. Go on. Session 4K. So. Because actually I do 410 and release this one. No sound, no. Can you keep your core really like a forte here? Pressure. If you do upper, if it's downward, you can also do this. But if you do upper, you need to sustain pressure. Just a core. It's not enough time. Too short too. 3. Core. But be longer. It's not enough. Here. Or you can do downward too. And you need to keep pressure here. And it's too short on the speed. Okay. Take time on G. Think about how to present this one, okay? It's not very hard, but you have to play it to make it more interesting. You want to memorize one more time? See if you can do it.
The last, Timothy, the last part, I think your bow direction is different from teacher. So you intentionally?
No.
No, I think you are all down,
Oh.
but teacher has up bow.
It
doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter, yeah, but you need to play very strong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think probably his upper
that's
bow
okay.
is a bit weak, so he just want to keep the sound. But as long as you have the time.
Let's try it. So memorize it. Alright, try it. Okay, the first time. It's okay. Keep going if you jump it.